The right wing is definitely not a fan of celebrities, or at least that's what they say, and that's supposed to be their principal position. Now, we're going to be looking at this PragerU video that was done with Candace Owens. Candace Owens is going to absolutely rip into shreds celebrities and also her own career, essentially. But let's look at this video.
Dear celebrities, I'm sorry to be the one to have to break this to you, but we do not care, not in the slightest particle of an imaginary thing, what you think.
This is unbelievable!
If this surprises you, I understand, because, let's be fair, we have played an important role in your delusion. We camp out for days to buy tickets to your sold-out shows, then shout for you to reach down from the stage to touch our hands. Faster than science would believe humanly possible, we learn the lyrics to your every song and master the choreography to your every dance move. We devour your movies, TV shows, and Netflix specials. From that angle, I suppose it's easy to believe that after all the adulation, all the fan mail, and all the magazine covers, you may have actually come to believe that we care what you think. But you're wrong. Nobody cares what you think. Nobody. Well, maybe your mother and your therapist do, but we don't. Not even a little. Allow me to spell this one out for you. I go to a Lady Gaga concert to hear her belt out tunes that remind me of my messy college days. But watching her desperate protest against the results of a free and fair election? Hardly an event I'd ever care to see again in my lifetime. I follow Beyonce because, let's face it, nobody does a breakup anthem better. But can someone please tell me why I should care if she's for Hillary or for Garfield the cat? And here's to you, Marc Jacobs. You design a killer pair of shoes, but as a political philosopher, you leave a lot to be desired. In fact, it's difficult to comprehend why you thought it necessary to publicly refuse to dress our First Lady. And to the scores of celebrities who threaten to move out of the country if we don't vote your way, wow. Just how long on a private jet must one travel to reach that level of narcissism? This may rock your glittery world, but we don't care whether you stay in America or move to another country. Why would we care where you live? On the one hand, we should find all of this amusing, but on the other, it's actually deeply offensive. It's offensive that you confuse our admiration for blind faith. When Eminem raps, I have to either pick him or the President of the United States, I don't know whether to laugh or cry. Which is why it's important that I take this moment to offer each and every one of you celebs a free ride back down to planet Earth. What happens outside of your gated communities, chauffeured SUVs, and personal assistant's iPhone is the real world. It's the rest of us working very hard to earn a living, working toward that weekend break when we can perhaps afford to treat ourselves to your concerts, your movies, and your handbags. You see, we want to enjoy what you do. Sing, dance, act, design. It's a wonderful gift you have, and it's extremely valuable, not only to you, but to us. Entertaining people, making them laugh or cry, is something that you should take pride in. You enrich our world with your talent. But when you go on a political rant on late-night TV or call your fans racist and sexist, my God, these people are your fans. Just because they don't think or vote the way you want them to? You cross a line. You lose touch with reality. You become just another shill for another politician. And who wants to be a fan of that? I'm Candace Owens for Prager University.
All right, so obviously this is a massive, massive hypocrisy, because this is something that I've already talked about with Ben Shapiro as well, because the right-wingers say that they don't care about what celebrities say, But that is false. What they should be saying is, we don't like you because you're not saying what we agree with. So instead of instead of telling the truth, which obviously they're not going to do for obvious reasons, instead of telling the truth and saying that we don't actually we just don't agree with celebrities, instead of saying that, what they're trying to say is we don't care about what you think. But obviously that's very false. As we saw, Ben Shapiro, he praised big time Chris Pratt for giving a speech of why he believes in God, despite religion being Christianity, I think, is over 70% of the population in the United States. And on top of that, atheist is one of the most hated groups in the United States if you look at actual polling data. I think they're like second or third to last to like terrorists to become people in government, which is insanity. So that, first of all, there's this fake idea that there's this attack on religion or attack on Christianity, which is hilarious in and of itself. The fake war on Christmas. But there's also this hilarious, sort of fake, just this sort of fakeness of not actually caring about what celebrities say. Because if you didn't care what celebrities thought, you wouldn't praise Chris Pratt for what he said, because I thought you said you don't care what he says. So just let him say what he says, and that should be the end of it, right? No, that's not the end of it, because obviously it's not that they don't care about what the celebs say. It's that the celebrities don't agree with them. That's why they don't like the celebrities. They despise the fact that Hollywood is massively liberal because they're not massively conservative. And often their liberalism is definitely cringy. It's often in their own little Hollywood bubble in which they don't really care about, Medicare for all or free college, because they're chilling in their bubble. They're sort of just the kind of liberal people, which I guess is better than being conservative, but definitely isn't ideal. I guess we'll put it that way, right? But it's hilarious because obviously, as you guys know, when Kanye West came out with the tweet saying, I like the way Candace Owens thinks, Candace Owens literally said she was freaking out. She said she was freaking out, and she absolutely wanted to, speak to Kanye, because it's not that she didn't care what celebrities thought. It's that there weren't any celebrities that agreed with her. So the fact that Kanye West came out and, first of all, not technically supported Trump, but technically yes, because he basically said he didn't vote in the past election, but if he would have, he would have voted for Trump. That is what she was looking for. She wasn't not caring about celebrities as a concept or anything that they say. She was just waiting for a celebrity to say what she wanted. So she pounced on the opportunity because she now finally found a celebrity because Kanye has massive reach, and he is one of the biggest reach of any celebrity because he is superbly controversial. So that type of shit gains headlines everywhere because everyone's clicking those articles about Kanye West and whatever the fuck nonsense he's spewing. So she was freaking out, and she can't say anything essentially but gushing her approval, her support, and her love and admiration for Kanye West, and agreeing with what she says, or what he says, sorry. And there's also this mistake this sort of bullshit idea that celebrities can't have their own opinions. It's sort of like this idea that celebrities just can't have their own opinions, as if that's like not a thing, which I think is stupid. And again, I'm not praising Hollywood or any of those people because I rarely actually agree with them. They're often just sort of these milquetoast liberals, I want to say, where they're sort of, generally speaking, for left-leaning policies, but when it comes around to the real, heavy hitting, when it comes to the 2016 primary, what's going to happen? I mean, they weren't coming out in droves to support Bernie Sanders despite being supposedly super left-wing. They were coming out left and right to support Hillary Clinton because she had a vagina. So I don't even really agree with Hollywood really that often because they're honestly most of the time very milquetoast and weak, and they're not actually Bernie Sanders social Democrat-esque. They don't really want to spend more in taxes necessarily, and they're really stuck in their bubble and don't really know what the fuck is going on outside of their bubble. But The idea that she would call the people, the celebrities, a shill for, first of all, having their own opinions. Like, whoa, you're such a shill. But you're the biggest shill there is, because what PragerU does is they bring on these token people. Every time you have one of those issues, it's like, I was just watching the 3/5 compromise video. Who would you guess would be the person they do for that? A black woman. Who's the person who does the celebrity thing? It's not a white guy. It's a black woman. Oh gee, I wonder why. The reason is that they do that kind of stuff. It's for very obvious reasons. And so this is one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen. One of the fastest hypocrisies on the planet. And anybody who's a fan of Candace Owens is probably the dumbest person on planet Earth.